Core of Darkness, the Agartha Chronicles. In the cavernous depths of our planet, nestled within the throbbing heart of its layered mysteries, thrives Agartha, illuminated and warmed by a geothermal core casting a dim, comforting glow across its hidden chambers. Here, the mole people have not just survived but flourished, their lives intricately woven into the fabric of subterranean wonders. Overseeing this bastion of underground civilization is Tarn, a leader whose veins seem to pulse with the very minerals of the earth he cherishes. His team, a cadre of the city's finest minds, stands ready. Elia, with her nimble fingers dancing over complex circuitries that keep their world running. Corvin, whose eyes cut through the darkest recesses as if born of shadow itself. And Scylla, the geomancer whose whispers to the earth could either mend fissures or deepen them. Together, they are the linchpin to sustaining the life force of Agartha. But as they will soon discover, the core that sustains them harbors depths which are as much a mystery as they are vital. The revelations they are about to uncover could either be the dawn of a new era or the twilight of their civilization. The route Scylla selected, pulsing with energy, proved both a blessing and a trial. The vibrant energy veins she sensed were surrounded by pockets of gas and brittle rock formations, a dangerous combination that required Elia's expertise continually. She deployed a series of small, robotic drones from her belt, each programmed to detect and neutralize gas pockets with precise chemical injections. Watching the drones work, Elia felt a surge of pride mixed with anxiety. Each successful neutralization was a small victory on their perilous path. Tarn led from the front, his strong hands often clearing debris and testing the stability of the ground. His leadership wasn't just in planning, it was physical, tangible. When a particularly large obstruction blocked their path, Tarn was there, pickaxe in hand, his swings rhythmic and powerful. The obstacle gave way under his strength, but not without effort. Sweat beaded on his velvety fur, a reminder of the stakes of their journey. Corvin, meanwhile, kept their flanks secure. His survival instincts were invaluable, especially when navigating through the less traveled tunnels. His lantern helmet, though robust, flickered occasionally, a sign of the core's weakening state affecting even the most reliable equipment. At one juncture, when a shadow moved just beyond the reach of the light, Corvin's response was immediate and decisive. With a swift throw of his grappling hook, he ensnared a lurking creature, pulling it into the light before it could strike. It was a reminder of the constant vigilance required in these depths. Sala's role became increasingly critical as they neared the core. The energy dissonance was palpable, a chaotic symphony felt through the soles of their feet and in the pit of their stomachs. She moved with more purpose now, her hands rarely still, her murmured incantations a steady backdrop to the group's advance. At times she paused, placing her palms against the tunnel walls, closing her eyes to better feel the earth's whisper. These moments were crucial, her interventions bringing brief respite from the tremors that threatened to collapse the tunnels around them. Each member of the team was essential, their skills overlapping and complementing each other in a symphony of survival and determination. Their progress, while slow, was marked by a shared resolve to save their city, to restore the heartbeat of Agartha before the chill of eternal darkness could claim their beloved home. As they moved deeper, the glow from the core began to intensify, a sign that they were nearing their goal, or perhaps the heart of their challenge. Tarn's breath formed a mist in the dim light as he peered into the cavernous void before them, the heart of their city's life force dimly pulsating in the background. The geothermal vent, a vital artery of Agartha, was choked by a glistening formation of arcanite crystals. Such beauty masked a deadly threat. The crystals, known for their heat-absorbing qualities, were leaching life from the core. Elia knelt beside the formation, her tools arrayed meticulously on a cloth. She adjusted her headlamp, the light sharply defining the edges of the arcanite. "It's absorbing more heat than expected," she murmured, her voice echoing softly off the stone walls. "We need to extract it without fracturing the surrounding rock." Corvin, his lantern helmet casting long shadows, surveyed the chamber's perimeter. "The vibrations through these tunnels are increasing. We don't have much time before this place becomes too unstable," he warned, his eyes scanning for minute changes in the environment that could signal impending danger. Sela, standing a little apart, closed her eyes and extended her hands towards the crystals. The blue glow from her eyes faintly illuminated her face as she attuned herself to the energies coursing through the earth. "There's a rhythm to the core's flow, disrupted but still present," she said. "If I can harmonize with it, perhaps we can loosen the arcanite gently." Tarn nodded, considering each member's input. "Elia, prepare the extraction. Sela, you guide the process with your senses. Corvin, keep watch. We must be swift but careful. Our people's survival depends on it." As Elia deployed a series of small, precise drills and laser cutters, Sila began a low, throbbing chant, her voice a mere whisper but filled with power. The arcanite started to hum, its resonance slowly aligning with Sila's vocalization. Tarn watched, heart pounding, as tiny fissures appeared on the surface of the mineral. "Steady," Tarn cautioned, his voice steady but his fur bristled with tension. Elia paused, tools at the ready, waiting for the right moment. Then, with a nod from Sela, she activated the extraction mechanism. A fine, almost imperceptible thread extended from the device, attaching to the arcanite. They all held their breath as the crystal quivered, then lifted, almost floating as Sila's chant reached a crescendo. Corvin suddenly stiffened. "Shift in the tunnel pressure," he hissed. Tarn's gaze snapped to him. "Now, Elia," he commanded. With swift precision, she retracted the extraction tool, pulling the arcanite free. The chamber held still for a heart-stopping moment, before the energy flow from the core resumed with a renewed, gentle roar, warmth spreading through the cavern. They exchanged looks of relief mixed with exhaustion, the weight of their near brush with disaster unspoken but heavily felt. Tarn placed a hand on Elia's shoulder, gratitude evident in his eyes. "Well done, all of you. Let's return home. Agartha awaits its heartbeat." In the dimly lit cavern, the tension that had gripped the team began to ebb as the blocked passageway lay open and cleared behind them. Sela stepped forward, her palms outstretched, her blue eyes shimmering with a focused light. Surrounding her, the raw, earthy walls seemed to pulse with a newfound vitality, as she murmured ancient words, coaxing the reluctant energies to stir. The ground beneath their feet hummed, a gentle vibration that grew steadily, spreading warmth like the first breath of spring through frozen soil. Elia, with methodical precision, unpacked her equipment, a collection of intricate devices she had engineered just for this. Each amplifier was set into the ground at strategic points, forming a semicircle around the core's exposed heartbeat. She adjusted dials, tightened bolts, and then flipped the master switch. A low whine filled the air, growing into a harmonious drone as the amplifiers glowed, their lights flickering in harmony with the core's pulsating light. Nearby, Corvin kept watch, his lantern helmet casting long shadows across the craggy walls. His eyes, sharp and vigilant, scanned for any sign of the monstrous creatures that stalked the dark recesses of their world. His hand rested on the hilt of his blade, ready to defend his team should the need arise. His every sense was attuned to the environment, noting each subtle shift, each whisper of movement that spoke of potential danger. Tarn stood at the center of this orchestrated activity, his eyes moving from Sela's focused expression to Elia's swift, confident adjustments, to Corvin's alert stance. He felt a deep, resonant pride swell within him for his team's courage and expertise. With a steady voice, he issued quiet commands, fine-tuning their efforts, knitting together each individual action into a cohesive whole. His heart beat in sync with the burgeoning pulse of the core, a silent rhythm that promised renewal and survival for Agartha. The warmth spread, a creeping promise of salvation, as the geothermal energy began its journey back towards the heart of their subterranean city, driven by the unity and determination of his team. As the once dim glow of the geothermal core gradually spread its comforting warmth through the tunnels and caverns of Agartha, the city itself seemed to breathe a collective sigh of relief. The streets, once shadowed and tense, now thrummed with the vibrant celebrations of the Mole people. Their cheers and songs, full of gratitude and renewed hope, echoed off the stone walls, creating a symphony of joy that resonated deep within the heart of the earth. Tarn, standing at the center of the main cavern with Elia, Corvin, and Sela, watched the festivities unfold with a mixture of pride and introspection. The journey to restore the core had been fraught with peril, a true testament to the courage and resilience of his team. Yet as he observed his people rejoicing, a quiet contemplation stole over him. The immediate crisis was averted, but what of the future? Would they be prepared for the next challenge, the next threat to their hidden sanctuary? Unity and strength had seen them through this ordeal, a lesson Tarn hoped Agartha would carry forward. As he reflected on the events that had led them here, he recognized that the true power of their city lay in its people, their ability to come together in times of dire need. It was a thought that bolstered his spirits yet weighed on his mind, for leadership bore the heavy responsibility of fostering that unity. In the echoes of the celebrations, Tarn found a deeper understanding of his role and the delicate balance required to maintain the harmony of Agartha. The path ahead would undoubtedly hold more mysteries and potential threats. The labyrinthine tunnels around them were a constant reminder of the unknown that lurked beyond the safety of the city walls. The flickering lights, the laughter, and music all seemed to impart a simple yet profound piece of wisdom. Cherish the warmth, not just from the core, but from the connections we share with those around us. For in the end, The strength of a community is derived not from the light it receives, but from the light it generates within.